here with Monte Holman and Eryk Lugo of the band Quiet Lovely. How did Quiet Lovely first form?
We, John Perkins and myself, met each other because we saw each other play one time like solo, I guess. And I liked his music and he liked mine, so we kind of started collaborating. And I was playing with American Culture Experiments at the time, but that was kind of dwindling because I was pretty busy with school. And so with John, we just kind of played every once in a while. And I knew Eryk, and I knew he played the bass, and so the three of us started playing together. And that's pretty much how it started. Yeah.
I see. Now, are all the original members still in the band?
No. The original drummer was a guy named Greg Keeler, who played with us for one show in a Boy Scouts uniform. And after that, after a Crooked Finger show, he was out, and we tried out 3 drummers, and we ended up with a guy named Jason Butcher who had a kid and had to leave. So currently we're kind of playing with a guy named Jeremy Gaultier, who does it anytime he can.
What about any previous bands? Has anybody else played on any projects in the past?
I think as far as playing around here, I played with a guy named Nathan Waller when I was a freshman and a sophomore, but we didn't really do it much, and it was kind of we just played around at coffee shops. Yeah, pretty much. And when we played a couple of shows in Fort Worth, but nothing really big. But as far as around here, the American Culture Experiments were my only other band, and John didn't play with anybody before us. Before we all got together, he played by himself. Tim Jenkins, the guy that records and mixes and does everything for us and plays in the band, he's from Waco. He's actually from Gatesville, and he's played in bands like Pluto's Day. He's played with a guy named, what's the guy name? Another guy outside of town. Anyway, but he's played with several bands, kind of local bands, and he's been associated with a lot of people, but probably him the most.
And what about now? Is anybody working on a side project with anybody else?
Yeah, okay, our drummer plays in a band called Pop Standards, which is a 2-man thing with a bassist and an accordion. I play in a forest with Josh and Luke and Cody. I do my solo kind of thing, which is called 2D Robot. Then I think me and Monte are just going to start a new, like, kind of techno-ish kind of project.
The new CD, Automata Musica, was just released. Tell me what went into the production. You guys produced that all yourselves, and I'm sure lots of hard work went into that. What exactly went on in the whole production process, and how long did it take?
We were about the day that we were supposed to record. The place where we were recording downtown, 2 doors down from Barry's Coffee Shop on Franklin Avenue. The guys that were living there, Tim and a couple of other of his friends, they got kicked out because it was it's zoned as a business and instead of a residential area. So they got kicked out, and so that was kind of, we had to start over, and so we decided to record technically the 4th time, I guess. We did the drums at University Baptist Church, and we did the bass there as well. We did my guitars in John Perkins' house, and we did everything else at Tim's house. So we kind of, and that took from about August to December to come to completion. So the actual album was recorded from August to December, and it was fun. And we all worked in it. We all listened to it a million times and spent I don't know how many hours, but a lot of time. So.
And what about sales and distribution? I know that Good Records up in Dallas is helping you guys out. Anybody else?
We're selling it good because Steve is a friend of ours, Steve Edwards, and he got us in there. And we also know Eryk Corson, the owner there. We met him through friends, and he's come to a couple of shows, and he came down here a couple of times for a couple of shows that we did with Hi-Fi Drowning and El Gato, and so we kind of know him as well. And here in town, we're selling it Common Grounds and Cafe Liso and Hastings. We're talking to some distribution with Crystal Clear, the guys that printed our CD, and they're also associated with a couple of record labels that we're going to send stuff to, and just to see maybe if we can get a broader scope of distribution. We're definitely looking for something like that.
Your live shows are incredibly full of energy and excitement. Do you find it hard to psych yourself up for each show? Have the shows become boring or monotonous at any point?
I think it's great. Every time, as far as the energy goes, I think that it's easy to come by because I'm still, for me personally, I'm still interested in the songs that we've written, and I have a really good time with them. And I think that it stays fresh every time because we all throw something into the writing process. Typically, John or myself comes to the table with a skeleton of a song, and we all throw in from there. So everybody has a part of it, it seems like, and so it stays pretty fresh because it's challenging and it's fun. We're all friends, and so it's a good time.
I myself, it depends where we are. If we're in Waco, I get really nervous. So it's kind of, I have to psych myself up because it's like my friends and I still see them every day. Going to other places, it's different because most likely we won't see them ever again. Or hopefully we'll see them again, but not anytime soon.
What about touring? Are there any plans right now to tour across Texas or even the rest of the nation?
We mostly play in Waco just because this is where we're from and we don't know a lot of people outside of Waco, but we did play at the Chicken Wire Ranch in Austin because some friends of ours that used to go to school here put that together last Saturday. And then we've played multiple times at the Galaxy Club in Dallas because John knew somebody there or something, and that's kind of a strange place to play because it's usually pretty heavy metal-ish. Lots of butt rock comes out of the Galaxy Club. But it's fun, you know. We would love to play more at places like Rubber Gloves and, you know, Gypsy Tea Room or wherever bands that we really like play. And we're working on that right now. But, you know, I think Good Records is a good, I guess they're good people to know because they're really involved with that whole scene and they're nice people. And so we're trying to do that more, Austin and Dallas. But for now, we're just kind of, whenever we can get it, we can play there.
What about the future of Quiet Lovely? You mentioned that all of you had separate jobs, separate lives almost. Is Quiet Lovely a gelled band that will continue to play and have the band as their career, or is it just a thing on the side that you enjoy doing?
Career is a tricky word because I don't necessarily plan on having music as a career, but when I say career, that means I always think like your biggest source of income or your primary source of income. And you know, everybody can say, you know, I'm not in it for the money or whatever, but you know, it's really hard to do it as a career without becoming something like a radio band that is involved in a lot of overproduction and under creativity and things like that. So as far as career, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a career choice. I plan on, I guess we plan on getting jobs maybe after May, moving to Dallas or Austin or whatever, kind of where we stay centrally located to where we're still playing, but you know, it's not the first source of income. But it is my main priority. Like I think I would rather do this than anything else. It's the most fun thing that I do right now, and it's the biggest. It's what I put the most energy into. So career, no, but first priority, yes. So I plan on playing, and I think Eryk plans on playing. John plans on playing. Tim, I think, is in as well. Jeremy, like Eryk said earlier, he's kind of, whenever he can play, he's really busy with other things, and he has a lot of other projects that he does. So whenever he can play, it's great. But as far as like permanence, long term, we're definitely planning on continuing as long as we can. And so that means that even when we're done with school, we're going to stay centrally located to where at least John, Eryk, and Tim and I will keep it going. And it may not be, like I said, the primary source of income, but it is the first thing that we're trying to do. So yes, we're trying to continue. That's a long answer.
It's a major priority for me. I'd rather be playing music than going to a 9-to-5 job, but it's really hard to live off like the music scene if you aren't touring constantly or you don't have like big labels promoting you or anything like that. So I don't know. We all have our own things that we do. Like John does physics, Monte does like poetry and English. Tim does a lot. He's really into film. He's been talking about going to film school, and I want to do like psychology and other stuff. So I think we'll all get like our own little jobs, maybe like teaching jobs, and then just like do this whenever we have the free time and just plan around it.